Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. So I don't know, I'm smiling this way because something is going on. I have some type of butterfly in my stomach because like I said, there's something going on the continent of Africa. And the only way you can describe it is just to call it the Renaissance. That's the Renaissance we've been looking for, praying for, hoping for, crying for all these years. I mean, the last time I was just praising Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa for standing up to the West and for making the statements that he made, which you hardly hear from African presidents. For me, it's almost like there's a new kind of boldness, like a lion that has come upon some of our leaders. It's that many of them are now beginning to break ranks with the oppressors, and they're now deciding to stand by their people so that we can reclaim our continent, the beauty of nature. Now, I stumbled on this video of yet another African president speaking on something very, very vital and taking a swipe at the colonial powers again. And I don't want to talk too much. I want you to listen to the words of this guy, the most unexpected. I mean, if anybody told me that a guy like this would say anything like that, I would never have believed it. But listen to this guy, and I'll give you my 2 cents afterwards.
These borders that you create silos for yourselves amongst, you must always remember, are not your creation. These were creations of people outside of this continent who made these borders not to develop you, but to extract from you. Now that you want to develop yourself, we must start looking at these borders and we must start removing the barriers that we have put, that have defined us in the past, and now hinder us from being the giant that we should be. I was telling my brother this morning the ridiculousness of our borders, that we in Kenya have a border demarcated with, on one side with Tanzania, where the people who live on the border are the Maasai community. They were a nation once upon a time. Now today, they are Kenyans, they are Tanzanians, and yet they are relatives, but they live on two sides of a border. This is not proper. I was telling him of another example. To our west, Lake Victoria, where again another boundary was drawn between Kenya and Uganda. And where at one particular moment in time, between 2005 and 2007, we had two brothers, same father, same mother. Those who come from polygamous families know what I'm talking about. But this particular one, the same father, same mother. But because their land was stretched across between Kenya and Uganda, one brother inherited land on the Ugandan side, the other brother inherited land on the Kenyan side. And between 2005 and 2007, we had one brother as the vice president of Kenya and the other brother as the minister in charge of the presidency in Uganda. Now, I don't know whether you can find a much more ridiculous situation to explain the kind of position some of us find ourselves in. So these borders were not made for us. If we are going to become manufacturing giants, we need to do away with these borders. We need to see the African market as one. We need to be able to develop giants like Airbus that makes components in the United Kingdom, that makes components in France and in other parts of Europe, but has become a global conglomerate. They didn't come together because they loved each other. We all know how they hate each other. We know. Yeah? But they've come together to survive. Africa must come together for us to survive.
Wow. The ridiculousness of our borders. Can I shock you? 2020 was the year that I met with the president of the Republic of Malawi. When I made that trip to Malawi, I took a trip to a border town. And when we were making that trip, I thought we were going to see the kind of border that you usually would see. You move from one place to the other place. What I saw as a border between Malawi and Mozambique was a stretch of road. If you are on the left-hand side of the road, you are in Malawi. If you cross over to the right-hand side of the road, you are in Mozambique. A long stretch. This was what I found out. And I made a video about this. For some reason, I don't know what happened. You know, I get overwhelmed sometimes. I wasn't able to post that video. And now I want you to please pay attention to this video and listen to what I said in that video made about a year ago compared to what this president has said about the ridiculousness of our borders. The interesting thing here, and this is why I talk about what the European colonial masters did to Africa in those days when they went to divide the African continent, just like a piece of cake in Berlin during the evil Berlin conference. I mean, we are just one people in Africa. Can you imagine that I'm on one side of the road is Malawi? If I cross this road now, I am directly stepping into the soils of Mozambique. I have never been to Mozambique before, but I'm about to get into Mozambique right now. So tell me, why do we have to be different nations? These people here are colonized by the English-speaking nations of Europe, and this one Portuguese-speaking nations of Europe. So if you're here in Malawi, you're speaking English. If you cross the road, you're going to have to learn how to speak Portuguese. Think about that. But then when you come to the vernacular, you talk about local language, these two people speak exactly the same language. But then they were colonized by two different colonial masters. So actually the borders we have in Africa are fake borders. I have been saying this over and over and over again. Our borders in Africa are fake. I was telling one of my hosts yesterday night that can you believe that for you to travel from Nigeria to come to Southern African nations, we have to have visas. We have to pay so much. Actually, what it costs for you to travel from Nigeria to Malawi, South Africa, and all these places is almost more than what it costs for you to travel from Nigeria to Europe and to America. Why do we have to live like this? It is simply because they do not want us to integrate as Africans. They don't want us to be able to know one another. We were just one people before they divided us and then created this crazy, crazy boundaries that has now divided us heavily. This is what is happening in Africa. If I want to place a phone call from Nigeria to Ghana, I pay so much more, like 50 times more than I would pay if I want to place a phone call from Nigeria to United States of America. And this is what we're going through in Africa. And I am asking myself, if African Union has not been hijacked, if ECOWAS Union has not been hijacked, why aren't they doing more to integrate Africans, to make us get to meet ourselves so that we can get to know one another? We are brothers estranged by satanic colonial devils who created fake artificial borders that has now gotten into our brains, and now psychologically we feel so divided amongst ourselves. Almost like what you see when you're traveling from Nigeria to Ghana. You see Benin Republic, and then you see Togo, and then you see Ghana. Think about that. So when you get to Aflao border in Ghana, what you are looking at is the Volta region of Ghana. They speak Ewe. When you cross, before you move from Togo into that Aflao, the Ghana part of Aflao, what you're going to see is the same people all the way down to almost half of Togo.
They are speaking the same native language. But when you walk into Ghana, you have to speak English. And then when you are on the other side of the border, which is Togo, the same people still, you have to speak French. Now look what is happening here. I am about to cross the road. If you doubt me, I will show you their flag. I will cross the road right now and I'm going to get into Mozambique. So I traveled here to come and see Malawi, but I'm about to go into Mozambique without any visa. Don't tell anybody. Watch. Okay, so you see, I'm right here now. I just crossed the road, and I'm not joking. You saw me literally cross the road. Like, I literally just walked across on the other side of the road, and I'm in a different country. And what is this place called? The same Lizulu. So it's Lizulu in Mozambique, it's Lizulu in Malawi. And look at the flag. It's Mozambican flag. Look at the people. They are in Mozambique. You can pan the camera to show them. You guys, hey, is this Mozambique? This is Mozambique, right? We're in Mozambique. Here you go. You see that? Exactly. You see that? We are in Mozambique, and that right there is Malawi. So you see, the borders we have in Africa are fake. They are fake. These people are the same people. Their relatives are right over there. The ones here have relatives right over here. But the borders that the colonial masters put here has now separated these people diplomatically. So if these guys are here, they want to cross over on the other side, the police, they say sometimes when they're driving and they want to evade police checkpoints, they actually just ride on this side of the road so that the police from Malawi does not check them. Can you imagine? The same people. So I kind of wanted to just do this video to let us know that African Union, the time has come for us to begin to dismantle this satanic, fake, artificial borders that the colonial masters have imposed on us. The time has come for us to begin to build together, think together, work together, integrate together. Let the estranged brothers and sisters begin to now reunite. Let's destroy the borders and come together as one people. Start with telecommunications. Start with diplomatic passports and all kinds of travel documents. Start with all these things. Let the people in Nigeria have so much ease coming to Malawi. Let us be able to visit one another. Let us stop all these unnecessary visa applications and stuff by going here. But when a white man wants to come and visit our continent, they come with their visas and pick up their visas, their passports, and they get their visas on arrival. But I have to wait until my visa is sent to me to be able to come and visit my own brothers and sisters in the African continent. What nonsense is that? 21st century. Why do we still live like this? It doesn't make any sense. Enough is enough. One love. Back to Malawi, guys. All right, let's go to Malawi from Mozambique. Right here. Okay, goodbye, Mozambique.
I mean, what more can I say? That's it right there for you. So Africa is literally rising. And I know so many people have issues with some of these leaders. So many people would think, oh, come on, they're just playing politics and stuff like that. I mean, it cannot happen to Cyril Ramaphosa and then happen to him, Kenyatta, and before you know it, another one is also rising up and you keep looking down on all these things and say, oh, it doesn't matter, they're playing politics. No, when things like this begin to happen, we need to rise up so we don't get too demoralized not to support them on a mission to redeem our continent. I have a strong feeling deep down in my spirit, and I stand to be corrected, that there is something going on. There's a revolution that is happening. I guess that God has said to himself that before this world wraps up, before everything shuts down, goes dark on earth, Africa at least needs to regain its independence. Africa needs to regain its freedom. And I think this is what is about to happen right now. And I feel it in the air. I feel there's a lot of energy to fight back and to take back what belongs to us. I don't know where that is from. I think it's divine. I think it's from God. But the thing is that I feel it and I see it. And anybody who doesn't see it will feel it now. I don't really know what you're looking at. I don't know what you're feeling. But I feel it in the air, and I can only pray that this is real. And if it is real, then that renaissance that we've been praying for is hereby born. May God establish this firmly, and may it come true. Amen.